Hey folks, welcome back to my channel, Relationship Haven. In today's story, OP found out his girlfriend cheated on him with a coworker, then ran off with her affair partner. Now recently, OP's father passed away from cancer, and his cheating girlfriend has the nerve to want to show up at his dad's funeral with her affair partner. OP then exposed her motives to people around them, friends and family, as well as the internet, and now her reputation has been completely destroyed. Let's get into today's story to find out what happened. A little background. I met her 5 years ago. We have been together for the last 3 of those years. The first 2 were spent just casually dating. I love this girl. We did have arguments a little more frequently lately, but that's because of my insecurities. See, about a year ago I was going through a death in the family, and I wasn't able to be there for her. We decided to take a break for a few weeks, a mutual decision, and for me to get my head on straight. We talked often during these weeks, nothing deep, as we wanted to give each other space. Weeks after we got back together, I found out she started flirting with a coworker. They went out a couple of times. She went down on him too. She also showed me the texts. We worked through it, but I've always felt insecure as they see each other every day. A few days ago, we had a fight. We had made plans and she canceled the day of. She has a habit of doing so last minute, and it annoys me, but whatever. So later we talked, and I asked how her day was, etc. She sent me a few pictures, and I saw a restaurant in the background. When we met later, I asked her about who she was with, and she didn't exactly answer. But after taking it upon myself to look through her texts, I saw a conversation with the same coworker talking about having lunch together at a very unique type of restaurant, the same type that was in the background. I was so mad. I asked if it was him, and she repeatedly said no. I left and went home. I woke up and saw I was blocked everywhere. I decided not to bother her, as we both needed time to calm down. Today, I decided to look at her Facebook page through someone else's account. It said she's in a relationship. The coworker's account said the same. For context, when we were together, she never once put in a relationship, but I didn't care. It's only Facebook. Suddenly, her and the coworker who showed as single are now both in a relationship. I've messaged her friends and everyone she knows, but no one is responding. What do? I can't work. I can't eat or sleep. If she broke up with me, I'd be okay. But she chose to do it in such a way that I need answers. I need someone to tell me what's going on. I feel like I'm starting to come off as a crazy person, but what am I supposed to do? Update: it's been over a week since I found out my ex-girlfriend and best friend of 5 years had been having a long-term affair with her coworker. She ghosted me when I found out. First things first, you people saved my life. I admit I was having very dark thoughts during those first few days, and the words and sentiments of you folks helped me trudge along. I finally told my family and friends. Some of them already knew, as our friend group was sort of blended after 5 years. To say my mother was hurt was an understatement. She loved my ex and thought I would marry her. I had taken her advice and just went completely silent. I purged my house of everything that reminded me of her, everything she got me or left here, packed it in boxes, and asked one of my friends to deliver it to one of hers. I wanted to be proactive. When my friend got back, he told her friend an earful about how I had been treated. I didn't ask him to. Apparently she was apologetic. She supposedly didn't know my ex cheated. Yeah, right. I think she just doesn't want to look bad now that it's coming out. The ex is a cheater. No way she didn't know. But whatever. Yesterday, a blank random Facebook account messaged me. It was my ex. Here's what she said. Hi, I got the stuff from Talia. I get you're probably mad at me. I get that I messed up by not breaking up sooner, before things happened, but I think it's really cruel of you to tell people our business, and even return things I got you as gifts. They were meant for you. There is no reason to be so ugly about everything. This is exactly why I did not say anything. I really think me just disappearing will help you move on faster. There's no reason for it. One day, I hope we could both look back on our relationship fondly as something that helped us become better people. I hope you can reach that point in yourself. I ignored the message and then blocked her. I've got my appetite back. I still have moments where I just can't help but break down, but I feel anger more than anything else. I'm burying myself in work, and most of my interactions with people involve a good deal of faking it. But I'll get there someday. What worries me is my anger. Here's another update. A few days ago, my dad passed away. Somehow my ex found out. On social media, I have received such an outpouring of support from my friends. And some of them are friends with her friends. My friends already know not to talk to me about her, or share anything about me with her or her friends. My mother is broken. My ex, who has been blocked by my mother and family, decided to text my mother her condolences. She went so far as to imply that, being the caring person she is, she'd like to offer my mother her support and attend the funeral. Guess who with? If you guessed the affair partner, then you're right. Why? Because he will support her while she's supporting my mother. This sucks because my mom loved her and they were close. Until she cheated, my mom didn't even bother responding. She just told me what happened and said she doesn't want her there or for her to reach out again. She will leave it to me to handle it because she doesn't want unnecessary drama after all this. Now I have no choice but to confront her. I also know that confronting her is giving her exactly what she wants. She'll be able to say that I'm the one reaching out to her. What should I do? What should I say? I have not dealt with it yet, but I plan to. Here's yet another update. First of all, thank you all so much for your condolences. I would have loved to answer each one of you individually. Thank you all from the bottom of my heart and my family's hearts. I took all of your advice into consideration. At the end of the day, regardless of the harsh way I personally want to put my ex in her place, I think I will not respond to her in any way. I have also spoken to my family through the group to tell them about what happened. Understandably, many were angry and wanted to rip her a new one. I pleaded with them to restrain themselves, and that we needed to stand in solidarity and agree that we will all meet her attempts with complete silence. I got all of them to agree that if she reaches out to them, we will just ignore and block her as many times as necessary. We won't even acknowledge that she exists. Everyone is so protective of me now, so there is a new unity within the family that is really humbling. I will speak to the funeral personnel about my ex to make sure that in case she does show up, she will be turned away. I will go to the police station tomorrow to at least inform them, just in case. Maybe they can advise me as well. If a restraining order is my only recourse, I will take steps in that direction. Lastly, when I told my friends about it, they weren't surprised. It turns out that my ex is posting about being devastated by the loss of my dad and is soaking up the pity like a leech. My friends had already agreed amongst themselves to keep this under wraps to not stress me out. They volunteered to be spokesmen and spread the word to literally everyone that she is not welcome and that we will have security to keep her out if need be. They will also run interference for me the whole day. I was really touched. Right now, my priority is making sure that my mom isn't affected by anything else. I am staying with her until the funeral. She is a very religious woman, so she doesn't want to be too harsh with my ex and says she has forgiven her or is trying to. The best she can do is continue to just ignore her. I will update after the burial. Here is my final update. My dad's funeral service was beautiful. One of his close friends asked if he could post the time and location on social media so my dad's out-of-state friends could see and attend, and they did. Fortunately, I did not hear a peep from my ex in the days leading up to it, and I didn't care to. Her parents did attend, though. They didn't stay long, and they mostly spoke with my mom, but I hovered around her the whole day, just in case. Not a word was mentioned about my ex. They were cordial with me, and I didn't get the sense they were unhappy with me. But they had the tact not to talk about anything else. It was sweet, honestly. In the last few days, I've gotten a few friend requests from people in my ex's camp, but I ignored it. Yesterday, my friend, the same guy I asked to return her stuff, showed me a message from Talia that was basically spewing hate my way. Talia, her friend, said that I'm immature, pathetic, and trying to make my ex's life miserable. I asked them to explain what this was all about, and she sent me a screenshot of a YouTube video shared by one of our friends. It didn't take long for it to reach my ex, and wow! Out of curiosity, I decided to accept one or two of the friend requests, and this is what happened. I've received pages of my ex calling me abusive for not having the courage to face the woman I'm besmirching, but dragging her name through incel echo chambers. Not only did I deny her the opportunity to say goodbye to my dad, but I also talked openly enough about her private business that it's trickling into her coworkers' conversations. She then said that, as if that isn't bad enough, I'm psychologically attacking her by encouraging strangers on the internet to bash her. Her accusations honestly got under my skin, and I responded only to ask what about the post wasn't true. I tried to explain that I first made the post in a moment of immense emotional upheaval and panic, and I just needed advice from people who had gone through the same thing. I did not reveal anything to expose her or myself to strangers, but she was adamant. I was told that my ex apparently cried when she heard some of the comments and said that her new boyfriend wants to settle things with me. He wants me to reach out to my ex and apologize to her. I'm tired, honestly. I don't care about talking to her, and I honestly don't think I have to justify making an anonymous post on Reddit to sort through what was a difficult time for me. What struck me the most is that the cousin, who I honestly feel was in contact with my ex while talking to me, was more offended by what commenters said than what I did. She couldn't point out a single thing I lied about, not one. Thank you all for the support you have given me. These last few months, this community has been among my most resolute supporters, giving me strength with stories of betrayal and perseverance. Even some of the harsher advice was incredibly useful to me. I truly believe that if I had every last one of you in my ear a year ago, I would have been spared so much pain that I now believe was partly self-inflicted. You're the best. Wow, OP, the entitlement that your ex has is unbelievable. The fact that she felt the need to show up at your dad's funeral means that she must be a full-blown narcissist. If I were you, I would continue to ignore her and try your best to move on from this situation. If anything, consider the fact that her story was exposed on the internet as a good thing. Hopefully, it can help her narcissistic mind realize the disaster she has created and feel an ounce of remorse. I wish you all the best, OP. Thank you for taking the time to listen to today's story. Don't forget to like and subscribe if you haven't already done so, and comment below on your thoughts about today's story. If you have a story you would like to share with me about your own situation or someone else's, please do not hesitate to contact me. Take care, everyone.